cannot beat that Friday feeling. Something about it, isn't it? It's just lovely. What a nice feeling. Especially, I think as well. I think the mood of everything to do with West Ham at the moment, it's been such a lift recently because of what we had last weekend. I don't want to keep going on about it because I do feel like I'm talking about it a lot, but it's important to recognise it. Do you know what I mean? And recognise the impact it actually has and the feeling. It's just good. Every time I speak to West Ham fans, everyone's feeling more positive and more optimistic. And I don't know one fan. I've not spoken to anyone that's not looking forward to Saturday. And you rarely get that. Do you know what I mean? If anything, it's like for a long time, a lot of games, it's felt like a chore. Do you know what I mean? You think, oh, God, we've got this game. He's kind of be dreading it. I don't feel like that at all. And I'm sure many of you watching this will feel the same. So, look, anyway, I hope you're good. I hope you're having a good Friday, whatever you're up to. Possibly going out tonight, celebrating. I'm watching Squid Game: The Challenge on Netflix for the family. That is really good. I don't think I've watched that, but that's very good. Very, very good. Sorry, I'm just trying to see, trying to get some team news. It's not quite easy yet. I'm going to talk about the press conference from Nuno and some of the comments he made. I want to be completely honest, right? There's two parts to how I feel about it, right? First part is that every time I hear Nuno speak, I like him more and more. Like this guy has just got such an aura about him, such a way that he carries himself, and he's just charming, but also quite stern when he needs to be. Yeah, just like a proper leader. Really, really impressive. Every time I hear him talk, I'm always impressed, and I'm just liking him more and more, and more grateful to the fact he's our manager. I really am really impressed, Nuno. So that's that part of it. But I've got to be honest. Some of the things he was saying was worrying me. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, and maybe I'm still a bit scarred from the Brentford debacle, that lineup, and then obviously we saw it pretty much again against Leeds. It worried me so much. I was so deflated. So it's so bizarre, isn't it, going from so low to so much higher just after one game of football? But because I felt that the Newcastle, not only performance, but the lineup, what we saw, just gave so much hope. Do you know what I mean? It made you think, yes, he's got it. He's got his team. Now, when Nuno was in the lead up to the Newcastle game, he was saying that he wanted to find his team, wanted to find that balance, something for it to click. And once it clicks, then he knows that he's got his best team. So when we played so well against Newcastle, it was inevitable. You just think, okay, he's found his team. He's got his back line. He's got his midfield. You only need to do little tweaks now, but we know now the core of this team. We know it's going to work with Freddie Potts dictating play in the middle, etc., etc. But I've got to be honest. I'm because of what happened against Brentford. When Nuno was doing his press conference, I'm kind of like, I want him to say that. I'm like, please just say we found our team or we found our thing. Now, I do appreciate that he's not necessarily going to come in front of the cameras, in front of, with Scott Parker and everyone watching and start saying, yeah, we're going to keep the same team. Or I appreciate he's not going to say that. But he kept alluding to the fact that it's a squad team and things changed. And it was just worrying me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Hence why I'm messaging Hex to say, like, do we have an idea yet? The team, can we, give me some ideas? Because I want my nerves to be settled. Because that's the only thing that's lingering. I've just got this worrying doubt that all of a sudden we're going to see the team sheet and go, what? What's he done? Do you know what I mean? Because he even mentions it about the defenders. That it basically was implying that Newcastle's a one. That's its own entity. We're now going into something completely different. Anyway, I hope I'm really wrong. Let's talk about what he said, and then also I want to share. I'll tell you what. I'll do this first, actually. Before I get into Nuno, I want to share the details for the Hammers United arranged protest march on Saturday. I shall be there, giving it plenty. I'm just going to try and find the file at the moment because I'm actually struggling to find it, to be honest with you. So bear with me. Yes, I will be there. If you are going to be going, then do feel free to come and say, or say do free, not to say to join, but to come and say hello as well if you see me over there. But this is the details of the march. So it starts at 12:30 at Stratford Station, just here on the map, as you can see. And then we go down to basically around the other side of the station. I actually cut through this way. There's a pub right here, but you come right round here. Straight then it's going to run along Stratford High Street, and then and that's going to be aimed to be there at 10-1, and then it turns in the corner, which is up towards the Carpenters, goes through the Carpenters, and it goes under the bridge there. It then goes across here, which is where I typically walk anyway. And then it goes across right down here. Then by 1:05, we're at Pudding Mills Lane Station. Chuck a right, and then it goes right down to by the side of the station, and it ends right by where the directors' entrances are. So if you're there, if you're going to be coming along, this is obviously where to do it and how to do it. I'm sure you may well have seen it if you've already arranged it, but if you're still in a bit mixed mind, not sure what to do, feel free to come along. I think it's going to be a good turnout. It's expected to be some good numbers there. I think it's going to be, and I did one of the protests before COVID, and there was a good few thousand there then. I reckon we're talking, it was nearly 10,000 people, and the atmosphere was fantastic. It wasn't, there's no hostile feeling at all, but it was really noisy, but it was good. It was all in very good spirit. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be very important. So yeah, there's the details there. And so I'll leave it on the screen for a bit longer. So meet at Stratford Station at 12:30, and it then wraps up at 1:15. And obviously there, then that's where the march stops. I imagine people be hanging around for a little while there. To let the voices be heard by the owners of the football club. So yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, by the way, I'll be there. So if you do see me and want to say hello, feel free to pop over. Yeah, so I just want to talk about this NUNO business, because it says the press conference. Now, as I say, I'm certainly not. I didn't come away from the press conference thinking, "Oh my god, what nightmare." I didn't feel like that, but I'm just, as I say, I've got that anxiety still. I think from the Brentford situation, where I'm just so frightened that we're going to end up going back to something that we don't want to see. I don't think we will. I'm pretty sure we won't. I'm pretty certain, really. But you just want it confirmed. I just want to know the team now. I'm so desperate to know. But I want to talk about. I'm started doing this as more of a regular thing now, talking about the press conference. So I'm going to read out then what was said by Nuno. I'm not picking the whole press conference, but I'll pick out bits and we can just quickly chat about it. So he's now referring back to the Newcastle game. He said, "We had to realise we can be punished, but you have to react. Even when you concede, we had a really nice move when we hit the bar, but the reaction going behind was very positive. As I see it, it was the best thing that happened to us. We reacted well to adversity. We competed well, but in football, the process is never over. There is a squad for us to use. As long as they are healthy, that we have solutions." Again, it's things like that worry me, right? But going back to his original point, I agree with him in terms of the reaction being the best part of that. I think it was such a big thing for us to be a club that is 19 for the league at that time, a torrid run of form, confidence completely drained, and going down in the 1-0 down in the fourth minute. It was just, I mean, I don't know about you, when they scored, I thought, oh, here we go again. Oh my God, can you believe it? And they didn't react that way. And I think that was massive, absolutely massive. He said, right, this is about Freddie Potts. He said he played really, really good. Freddie Potts was sensational, wasn't he? He was just sensational. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's starting. There's no two ways about it. If he doesn't, that's it. I'll give up. But no, he will start, I'm sure of it. He played really, really good. He had a fantastic match. His actions were accurate, and he balanced the team in the middle of the park. Couldn't put it word myself. He did balance the team. He played a lot of games on loan, and he is a good option for us. We are here to help him improve. And then he did say, we have to realise where we came from, though, or where we come from, though. It's one game, and it's in the past now. Now we're moving forward towards a tough test against Burnley. And I agree with what you're saying, because you don't want to just continually keep talking about the Newcastle game. It is like, with the focus has to shift. So I do understand what he's saying. And then he was asked about swapping in the defenders, which was obviously quite a key part, wasn't it, to that game and his setup. It's just a detail we believe we can help our game. It's about what's best for the players and for the team. Okay, fine. Nothing really to talk about that. And he did mention Callum Wilson. I'm really glad that Callum Wilson got a good special mention, because I really like Callum Wilson. I've got to say, he came onto this club under a big cloud. Let's be honest, of the reason why we got him, as we know who drove that in Sullivan. And of course, he's got his bit of a checkered history, isn't he, with West Ham? He's always taking the piss when he was at Bournemouth, when he was at Newcastle and stuff. And I think he's just come along. He's done very well, actually. And Nuno said this about him. He said he did a good job. It's a tough game. He played around about 60 minutes, which, by the way, we know that's all he can do, Wilson, now, because of his age and his fitness issues, etc. He played around 60 minutes, and his experience could continue to really help the team. If he scores on Saturday, it'll be amazing. He'll be starting, I'm sure, as well. Look, as I say, I don't want to put any anxiety in for people watching this, thinking, "Oh God, please don't tell me there's going to be changes." I really don't. I'm not suggesting there will be, but it's just because he kept referring to the whole squad and the game's now put to bed. This is a whole new thing. I just thinking. I just want to hear him say we've got our team, but he didn't say that. He didn't go as far as saying that. But I appreciate you're not going to want to be banding around too loudly that you know what your setup's going to be for the game. So I do understand. So maybe there was a bit of that going on. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Honestly, I'm really, really looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the whole experience of it. Being at the protest is going to be great, but being at the ground again and really being part of a game that is massive. And I know it's ridiculous because it's Burnley. It's Burnley at home, and yes, that shouldn't be a game on the calendar where you go, "Oh my god, this could be massive if we can beat Burnley," because they've just been promoted, you know, etc., etc. But back-to-back wins, back-to-back wins. If we get that win, if back-to-back wins in a relegation battle are absolutely, they're monstrous. They're really big. It's a really big statement. Back-to-back victories, getting 6 points in 2 games is really big. And it would really send the right message. It would send us all off in such a good mood for 2 weeks as well, because we've got international break, so we can all like look forward to the next fixture, Bournemouth away, and we can go into that game with our tails up. It's such a big game. This is a vital game, but it won't be easy. But Burnley are going to present us with a real challenge. They're going to make it very difficult for us, and they're a tricky customer, so it's not going to be straightforward. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too, and I hope you're ready to enjoy your Friday evening, whatever you're doing. And look, I'll be back tomorrow with a video, and then we will get team news. We will have team news in the morning from X, and we can then talk about it. I'm really hoping when I do that video that I'm still in this mood, because then you'll know that things are looking good for the lineup. You know, by the way, I never actually get the lineup, and sometimes I actually don't want it. I'm not really, I don't want to be given too much information, but if I can get a good sense of what's happening, I'm pretty happy with it. But I'll certainly, we'll do a video in the morning anyway and chat about that when we've got the information a bit more clear. But look, have a good one. I'll catch you later. Come on, you irons.